Hello there, my friend, and welcome to the CMV Studios in Orlando, Florida. This is the first ever dual episode of our shows. Yes, this show is for both Disney Travel Secrets and Travel Inspired. So this is episode number 446 for DTS and number 163 for the Travel Inspired show. Original air date September 2nd, 2025. Happy Labor Day.
And the reason for the dual show is because today's main topic is sharing all the gear that we use for our travel adventures, no matter where we're going, and our packing tip.
The luggage, the gadgets, electronics, toiletry bag, and more, including the exact brands that we personally use.
And of course, we will share a few of the latest things in Disney news as well.
So thank you for listening, whether you're here for the DTS show or Travel Inspired.
And a very special thanks to those of you who are watching us on either of our YouTube channels of the same name, of course.
We love our YouTube peeps. And that's a good point. We're sharing pictures of our gear as well. So let's go, Hugh, and we'll share links to that gear in the show description.
Hello, my friends. This is former Disney Imagineer Hugh Darley, and you're listening to Disney Travel Secrets with my friends Rob and Kerri Stewart. As you can imagine, I have plenty of Disney secrets myself, and I can't wait to share them with you. Let's get this show on the road. Take it away, guys.
Welcome again to this special dual show of Disney Travel Secrets and also our other show, Travel Inspired.
So on our weekly trainings with our team of agents, we always start out with what we call Good News Hotline. And we thought, what a fun way to kick off this week's show. So Good News Hotline is something great that happened the past week.
And again, we've been doing this with our agents for well over 7 years. We started our agency back in 2018. Okay, not every single Saturday because, a lot of times we're traveling, but we do these pretty much every single Saturday. It's always, it's interesting for me to see, okay, the different wins that people have within our agency. So our good news is last week we went to a seminar called Live to Lead by John C. Maxwell and his team. It was a really, really awesome event with some inspiring speakers, including the founder and creator of the famous Savannah Bananas, and that is Jesse Cole.
Yeah, he was incredible.
A fantastic speaker.
And one of the things about these types of events, they always give us so many good ideas on how we can plus things up for our clients and our agents and for you listening. So I'm super excited to get those into action, aren't you?
I am excited because what was even more fun for us was that event was held at the resort in Orlando where Kerri and I met over 20 years ago, and we had not been back since, and that is the Marriott World Center. At the time, I was living in Tampa, and Kerri was living in Salt Lake City. So going back to this event, being in this hotel, and sitting at the exact same bar, I asked the bartender, I'm like, has this bar been here forever? She says, yeah, we remodeled it about 10 years ago, but it's always been here. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, yep.
Although we have different opinions on where we were sitting, though. I don't think we ever sat at that bar.
I do.
No, I think that we sat down, we had drinks, but then we went to the sports bar, and that's where we were sitting.
Okay, we didn't have iPhones, so we don't have proof of life. We just do not know.
But you know what, though? It did remind me that this is a great hotel for Disney vacation. And, in some cases, you have to stay off site for budget. But again, that's the Orlando World Center. It is a Marriott hotel, but it was super great. Here's what I loved is they had fireworks views, which they gave us. They have their own water park, and they have a little laser show. It was cute.
Also, last week in Disney news, we did stop over to Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar in Disney Springs, which is right now 100% Halloween themed. Again, it's still August. There was a walk-up waiting line because the inside is full of decorations. We've never seen that ever before at Jock Lindsay's.
Yeah, it was like more plussed up than Christmas, I think.
Oh, no, absolutely.
It was crazy. So if you are coming down between now and Halloween, head to Disney Springs, stop in. So we ended up sitting at the outside bar, so there was no wait. But they have some really fun Halloween-themed menu items, and I will say they were super cute.
It was, oh gosh, we banned this phrase back in 2021.
I'm bringing it back.
You can't bring back a banned phrase. No, we had a blast hanging out with our friend Susie, and I will tell you the food that they have, the specialty menu was awesome. Check us out on social media. We have some pictures over there. So we're also very happy for those of you that are excited to meet Hugh Darley in person on our Adventures by Disney trip to Disneyland and Southern California. I was just talking to Hugh, actually not even an hour ago. I'm like, we have more people on the trip. He's like, oh my gosh. So even as a former Imagineer, he's excited for all of you to join us.
Yeah, and he's going to be with us for the entire journey. And you're just going to love hearing all of his stories. I mean, he has some good ones, including some with Michael Jackson. It's crazy.
Yes. So for those of you still looking to join us over at Creating Magic Vacations, we do now have an easy pay plan. So just go to creatingmagicvacations.com, fill out the join us form, watch the quick video, and then you can jump on a call with me to get your questions answered.
But if you're not interested in being a travel advisor, maybe you prefer to have someone else book your trip and take away that stress of planning, please go to the same website, creatingmagicvacations.com, and fill out the plan a vacation form there. Or get with one of our agents, because we really have the best agents in the industry.
And I think, I'll say this, I'll compliment ourselves. We out-train every agency out there. And if you think you're an agency, you out-train us, that's okay. We'll compare notes. So we also have a couple shout outs. One of them is actually a story. So a huge thank you to Jordan. She's a monorail operator over at Contemporary Resort, who helped me find my missing Ray-Ban glasses case that also had my prescription glasses in there because I was wearing my Ray-Bans. And I lost those. So more on that later in either a Rob's rant or an Are You Serious? I have not decided yet.
I know, it could be a hybrid one. We don't know.
Are you Rob's rant?
But also we have a special hello to our friend Courtney, who she used to be a part-time bartender at Gators Dockside, where we go all the time.
Well, she was also a hostess over at Trader Sam's, and now she's a bartender at the new Wailulu bar at Polynesian Resort. If you see Courtney there, tell her Rob and Kerri sent you.
Yeah, so good.
So before we get into the actual gear, there are two things that we highly, highly recommend for travel for our clients, our listeners, everything. And that is a passport, and then your choice of either TSA PreCheck or the other choice is global entry.
Yeah, a passport is a definite must-have for every traveler, and we highly recommend them to all of our clients, even if they're just going to be going on a cruise, because you never know when you might need it. And even if you're taking one of those closed loop cruises, which means you leave and return to the same port, little things can happen. Like maybe in your city, there's a really good last minute flight deal to an international location. I've seen this a lot lately.
Yes, Europe is hot.
You want to have your passport so you have options.
Well, you may think, I'm taking a cruise. I really don't need that. I'll just use my birth certificate. Here is the problem with that.
Yeah. So let's say something happens back home and you have to fly back and you're in an international destination. You cannot fly back to the US from an international airport, I guess, without a passport. So birth certificate, yeah, you can get on the ship with it, but for flying, it has to be a passport.
Well, and we've had TSA PreCheck for, I don't know, as soon as it came out, I have no idea how many years.
A long time.
We would not fly without it. Our next step is to get global entry. That dramatically speeds up how fast you can get through customs when you're traveling from somewhere outside the U.S. back to a U.S. airport. The challenge has been getting the appointments.
I know. It never works out for us. The
wants them
times
now,
are so hard.
But our TSA Pre is good for a while.
Yeah. So now, if you don't plan on flying internationally, TSA PreCheck is your go-to. It is way better than Clear, and we have experienced both. Just double check, though, when you are booking your flights. Make sure that the TSA PreCheck shows up on your actual boarding pass, because I can't tell you how many flights, even though we've put the number in the reservation.
We always do.
We get the boarding pass and one of us doesn't have it. And so you have to spend the time and get it in there. But always double check before you get to the airport. We've been there and done that.
I would say check it as soon as you get your boarding pass, because you do not want to get to the airport and go, oh, then you have to go and add it and you're going to waste a lot of time. So something that Kerri and I have been doing for, I don't know how... You tell me the last few years?
I would say it's like probably the last 3 years.
And that's when we fly, it's always carry-on only. And yes, even when we're going to Europe for a few weeks, we do it with carry-on only luggage.
Yeah, so luckily, most of the destinations we're going to, like river cruises in Europe, do have laundry facilities on board. But it was so funny. We were talking to our friend Susie over at Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar.
No, Jock Lindsay's Halloween Bar.
Okay.
To be clear.
To be clear. And we were talking to her, and she's super lucky. She has a companion pass, so she pretty much can go standby on any flight at any time. And so she was, we were just talking to her and see how things were. And she's like, okay, you gotta tell me about this, just carry on only thing, because I have to do that when I do standby.
Well, yeah. So ironically, we're working on that for this show. So Susie, I hope you get some good tips from this. I know you're probably listening and watching. Actually, you listen on your drive to work, so maybe, watch it so you can see all the cool pictures.
Yeah, for sure.
That we're going to be showing you.
Okay, first up are your shoes. These are always going to take up the most space in your luggage. So before you plan out your perfect outfits, think of the shoes you're going to have first. Start that as a base and then build your outfits around that, knowing you can mix and match different tops. And then also plan on layers depending upon what the weather is going to be where you go.
And we know there are many things that have a chance of going wrong during any vacation. Right at the top of that list is the gear you use, and sometimes even the things that you forget to take with you because you forgot to pack them.
Yeah, so the gear and the gadgets that we're going to share are the ones we use personally, whether it's a trip to Disney World, a Caribbean cruise, or 2 to 3 week trip in Europe. They really are good for any type of trip.
So from our carry-on luggage and our backpacks to our toiletry go bags, I don't know if I said that the right way, but our to-go bags for toiletry, electronics, and clothing, we're going to share all of our tips with you.
So let's start with the basics, and that is the exact luggage that we use. So we use both carry-on bags by Briggs and Riley. And this is your main luggage, the little, the little luggage.
The little bag you take with you on a plane.
The one you can put in the overhead bin. So Rob uses a spinner. Now mine is more the traditional wheeled carry-on. I've just had mine literally forever. I have to say, though, the spinners are easier to navigate, but sometimes mine comes in a clutch and is better.
Yeah, only when there's carpeting.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
That's pretty much it. So in addition to your carry-on bag like ours, again, Briggs and Riley, and to be clear, we don't have any affiliate links. We just tell you the brands we like. You guys go shop it where you want. My backpack is SolGuard, and they had two big features, and that's SolGaard. It's a Scandinavian company or Scandinavian guy, I think. One of the big features was a compression packing system that would fit in the bag. And frankly, that really didn't work. That's not really why I bought it. But the biggest one was the strap on the back, so I can attach it to my spinner carry-on. So the strap slides right over the carry-on handle, making it really easy to navigate, whether it's an airport or in a hotel that doesn't have carpeting. Carpeting is the death of spinners.
I know, it really is. Now, I also carry a backpack, and right now I have one of the e-bags, which we just found out that they sold to Samsonite in 2017.
Okay, I was literally today years old. I'm like, they have the mother load. No, I know you're going to talk about that in a second. I'm like, oh, Samsonite bought them.
Yeah, so they still have those backpacks over there. But that's how long we've been using these bags. Now, sometimes I will use a smaller backpack depending upon the trip, or maybe even a small duffel can work. The key is plan on one carry-on as your roller bag, and then a second bag that's going to fit under your seat. So you have two bags.
And that bag can be a little bigger if you're flying in business class or first class because you have much more room.
Yeah, that is true.
So our toiletry bags are also e-bags, but again, they are so old, I can't even find them online anywhere. But the key thing about this bag is, and it doesn't matter which one, is you want one with a hook. So you can put that in the bathroom, any place that you can have a hook, and just carry the things that you need. Ours, we bought the same ones. God, this was 8-9 years ago, at least.
Yeah.
We still use, I will say mine still has the tag on it.
No, I took it off eventually.
When?
I don't know. It's not on there
that
anymore.
Was like yesterday. Anyway, but it's a very flat design, which makes it very easy to fit inside either of our backpacks.
Yeah, so a lot of women have these huge makeup bags. They're like, I've got to bring it all. You can save a ton of space by keeping things simple. Less is more. And that leads up to our next tip for these bags. Get travel-sized products. You probably won't need to pack a shampoo or conditioner. Most destinations will have that. But make sure that they're travel-sized. And if you have a favorite skincare line, they probably sell a travel size option. So don't think you need to bring everything, just bring the essentials.
I will tell you, you guys are probably going to laugh, but I can't believe I want to tell her what it is. My go-to skincare is actually Meaningful Beauty by Cindy Crawford.
It's true.
She has really good...
And you have travel size.
I do have travel size of those things to take with me. So here are the things I keep ready to go in my go bag at all times. And the first couple things, enough Prilosec and Breathe Right strips for each night of the trip, Tums and things like probiotics, but also, if you know me, hair gel and hairspray in travel size, also a must. I'm the one that packs our toothbrush case and toothbrush, but also my cordless beard trimmer and a hairbrush. Something also is I have a little travel size bottle of Febreze, which is good for a couple reasons. One of them is they can help take wrinkles out of your clothes and make them smell fresh as you're hanging them in the closets on the cruise ships or the hotels you may be going to.
So I love how you call it the go bag. That's so fun.
Well, it is.
No, but it really is. So our toiletry bags are just duplicates of items that we use daily, but we know we're going to take them when we travel. So that way we're not pulling from our daily use things. We have a go bag. So we keep a travel version of everything. And then when we get back from a trip, if we ran out of something, we maybe need to refill something, we do it right then so that this bag is always ready. So this past week, when we decided last minute, let's just go ahead and we'll stay that one night at the hotel before the conference.
Because that was a last minute decision.
It was total last minute.
It's 20 minutes away. We'll drive early. I'm like, it's going to be really crowded.
Yeah, because we had it started at like 7:00. But you know what? Packing was a breeze because we had everything ready in the go bag. Didn't even have to think twice about it.
Also, if you travel as a couple like we do, there will be things that you share like toothpaste. So you only really need to pack one of those.
So as far as electronics go, we bring one laptop and each of us has our remarkable paper tablet for taking notes. It doesn't connect to the internet or social media, and then we don't have to bring notebooks and stuff. And then we have our bank of chargers.
Also, to clarify, Remarkable is a brand.
Yes.
So just go to remarkable.com. You can check that out. The biggest change, I think, for us over the last 10 years, going back to the days when we were doing our TV show on the CW network, that's All Aboard TV if you guys want to check that out, is all of the equipment that we no longer have to carry. We would have an entire bag dedicated to just our camera gear and all the things we needed.
Yeah. And so back when we were doing our show, we even had this giant, I mean, it kind of looked like it, and it is. It's like a hard shell. It's like a golf bag, but like shorter. And that was just for our tripod and our light stands and the lights. It was a lot of equipment. And yeah, we were like packing hoarders.
We were not doing carry-on only at that time.
No, we were not.
So not to mention the cameras, the lenses, all the accessories that we don't even need now.
Yeah, and that is because we can do everything with just an iPhone. And yes, of course, we do have a couple extra accessories for our iPhones, but we really love all the gear now that we don't have to pack. It's been so convenient to just I got my phone, we got a couple extras, we're good.
Yes. I do have something that I also bring with me to assist me when I'm using the iPhone, and that's something called a shift cam. It's almost like a 35 millimeter camera handle. It attaches to the back of the phone with a magnet, making it very easy to hold. And it also has a button on it that works just like a camera shutter on, my very expensive Nikon camera.
Yeah, and since we do a lot of video, another thing that we pack are our cordless microphones. They're wireless lavalier microphones, and the brand that we use is called Synco. And here's what I love about it. It has a receiver, it attaches to our phones, and what I like is we both can be mic'd up. A lot of those, you can only have one person, but we both can be mic'd up. So we're talking 2 channels of audio, which for editing is incredible. And then some other times we'll bring our GoPro. It's small, sometimes it's easy to throw in.
The cool thing about that is that we can mount our iPhone on a switch pod, something our friend Pat Flynn, our podcast mentor and Disney client, designed, 6-7 years ago. And we never even bought one from him directly because we have the prototype of the switch pod. We don't always carry that, but what we can do is we can set our camera up there with the lavaliers. It allows us to do recording from, not just the 3, 4, 5 feet people are used to. We can record 15, 20, 30 feet away and still get really, really good sound.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah. So when packing your charging cords, evaluate what connections you need. Most of our electronics use the same cord, so we don't have to pack one for each item. Like my Meta glasses use a USB-C, just like our portable chargers. Speaking of which, I mentioned earlier, huge thank you to Jordan, who works over the Contemporary, who helped me with my glasses case. But more importantly, this is how I lost it.
Yeah, so we were taking the monorail from Contemporary over to the Polynesian, and we were just, sitting in the seats where, it's like back to back. So someone's going to be right behind you or, on the side of you. And there was this guest there, this lady, probably in her 30s, who was talking to what I'm going to guess was probably like a 4-year-old son.
No, I'm cracking up already.
Maybe 5. Mm-hmm. But she was doing a full, live, very loud by a very loud play-by-play of every single thing happening on the monorail. And when I say loud, we are talking loud.
Well, and she was sitting right behind you, so next.
We were like back to back,
next to my left shoulder. We're going to use the name Johnny. I don't know what the kid's name is. I have no idea, but it was like this. No, Johnny, we're not going to fall out of the sky. Look, Johnny, we're about to make a turn. Hey, there's the Polynesian. What do you think of that, Johnny? We're coming up to a bump, Johnny. But that's okay. So this was not only over the top, loud, obnoxious, and annoying. You guys know me. There's one thing I hate. Well, maybe a list. This is right at the top of it, though. No matter where we're traveling, I really hate people that are loud talkers and I see this at Disney and actually airports all the time, people that are on their speakerphone, either using the speakerphone or doing FaceTime on Facebook, and they're just holding it out for everyone to hear. Like, next time, you know what? I'm going to sit next to you, and when you're having an argument, I'm going to try to figure out which side I'm going to be on. I will enter that argument. So, guys, use earbuds. Now, in this case, she was just talking live to little Johnny.
Yeah, but little Johnny, though, I mean, she was very, very loud. So even this little play-by-play, after a while, I'm looking at people across from me, and they were just like, oh my gosh, shaking their heads. It was starting to bother me. So, yeah, it was not a good vibe in this monorail, but we were trapped.
So needless to say, I was ready to get off the monorail as soon as it stopped and the doors opened as we pulled into Polynesian, because I just wanted to get away from this person. That's how I totally forgot my Ray-Ban Metaglass case, and they don't pay us to say that name every time. It's just what it is. But my prescription glasses were in that case, and I just left them sitting on the seat because I was like bolting out. The door's open.
We're out of here.
I'm gone.
Well, and the funny thing is, we didn't even figure out that you had forgot them until we were back on the contemporary monorail, and we get off, and I was just like, "Where are your where's your glasses case?"
So I immediately remembered, where I'd left them because I knew, and we were sitting at the Wailulu bar, and we had done some video. We were testing probably the best hamburger on Disney property.
I know, right?
Incredible. But I knew I left them on the monorail because I didn't bring them with me to that bar. So there is that.
Yeah, well, and then plus when we were on the monorail, I was like, "Hey, where's your glass case?" And you're like, I don't have it, because when you go through security, you have to hold that one out.
And I remember as we were in Contemporary, I'm holding it out like a good guest should.
Yep, and you didn't do that on the way back. But you know
what?
This is where knowing which monorail you were on can truly come into play. I always pay attention, so I knew we were on the red monorail in the exact car.
Red for angry.
And, so Jordan's like, do you happen to know which one you were on? I was like, yes, we were in red, and we were in car number 1. So she got on her walkie-talkie, and lo and behold, they found them. We were so lucky.
So strangely enough, they came back on the teal monorail, which means my glass case had a really good amount of loops while we were at the Wailulu bar.
Yeah, they were probably having a good time. I'm just glad we found them. But again, a huge thanks to Jordan, and just an amazing, amazing job by a cast member, which is why we instantly went on the app and gave her a cast member compliment.
Yeah. And that's a very good point. When a cast member goes out of their way, above and beyond, does something that, we call plussed up and something unexpected, give them a cast compliment. That really means a lot to them, and it goes a long way with their bosses and supervisors and things like that.
So that brings me to the other packing item for our tips. Is we didn't have this, and we usually do, and that is having a personal size bag with you. For ladies, this could be your daily purse, or for men, it could be a crossbody or one of the fanny packs.
And that's what I would normally bring.
I know. So this is a place to put your items so you're not holding on to them during your trip.
Oh my gosh. So here's a misconception about carry-on only. A lot of people say use packing cubes, which we do for organization, or they will get those bags that you can suction the air and compress even more. This is not a good strategy.
Yeah. So the challenge is if you're trying to compress everything, you're going to try to fit in more than you need, and it's going to get heavy. You want to pack smart. So back in college, I worked with an image consultant, and basically her job was to do somebody's wardrobe for them. Like she would, somebody would hire her and she would build their wardrobe. But she had this theory that was called 5 easy pieces. And with just 5 pieces, you could have over 30 different looks. And this philosophy it is still true today. Super, super simple. You don't need a ton of things.
I don't know why 5 Easy Pieces sounds like an old Clint Eastwood Western.
I don't know. Maybe.
It might be.
It's catchy.
Well, now, to be clear, she's saying don't do these compression bags. I'm actually on one of our longer trips, probably to Europe. When we go there in March, we're there for like 3 weeks. I'm going to try the compression ones. The weight to me doesn't bother me. It's the bulkiness. If I can tamp down that bulkiness.
Well, you will be on your own.
Well, it's not like you carry my luggage anyway. So
no, I just know how heavy things get. And sometimes, because we made that mistake on our
that's
honeymoon.
why I'm working out right now.
No, we did, because we did like the full on, and we were really bad packers. But those compression things, I think that they give people a false sense of wow, because you also, it's a pain when you have to repack them. So you got to think of not just going there, but coming back.
Well, keep in mind, our honeymoon was 16 years ago. We had never been to Europe, so we didn't know what to pack. And we were just marginally in the travel space then. We had a travel website, but we weren't technically, full-time travel agents like we are now. I will say this, no one is going to notice if you repeat an outfit. How many times have you worn something and you're like, what did I wear the next day? Trust me, people do not remember that. Like, do you remember what the person that sat next to your table on the cruise was wearing? Probably not.
Yeah, so take our carry-on only packing challenge and try it on your next trip. And if you are going somewhere where it's going to be cold and you are going to need some things like some boots, wear the bulkiest items on your flight and then just carry on your coat.
That's exactly my plan. Like, I think on a couple of trips, I'm going to have to wear or bring a sport coat. I'm just going to wear it and then get on the plane and have them hang it for me so it'll be, not wrinkled. But I was talking to another Susie, who's a friend of ours, a travel agent, and she's doing, I think next month, 3 weeks in Europe, 3 different climates. I said, well, of course, and she normally does, carry on. I said, of course, you're not going to do it on this trip. She goes, you bet I am. And she's planned it out. She knows. And the key thing, again, if you're going into different climates, that some might be a bit colder, the key thing is layers.
Yes, layers are your friend.
So do you have a packing tip that maybe we didn't share? Head over to our socials and share your carry-on only tips.
And for travel tips and help, remember, we are here to help you plan your vacation, including extra packing tips.
Yes.
So head over to creatingmagicvacations.com and click on Plan a Vacation.
Thank you again so much for listening or watching, whether it's your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube. You spending time with us really does mean a lot to us.
Yeah, and we hope you enjoyed this first ever dual episode of our podcast and got one great idea.
As we say on Disney Travel Secrets, have a magical day.
And we hope to see you real soon. But wait, there's more.
Wait, and remember, see, this is where
this is the travel inspired part.
And remember, traveling with friends is better.